editing, the final step. Remember when I said that the writing process involved 3 stages: composing, revising, and editing? Well, we've reached the final one. Some people think revising and editing are the same thing. I disagree. Remember, revising is when you shape and really grapple with the clay you've made. In the composing stage, when you feel like you have shaped your clay into the vessel you want it to be, and it has the shape, the thesis, details, explanations, and examples you want, you are ready for the fine-tuning, the editing. Doing the fine-tuning, fixing grammar and spelling errors and, these days, autocorrect nightmares, making sure you don't have sentence fragments, making sure you have punctuated everything, is called editing. To do it, you literally go line by line and look for mistakes and things you can do better. Here are a few tips for mastering this last stage. 1. Read it out loud. Your mind will see what it thinks is there, not what is actually there. If you think you wrote it, your eyes will read it, even if you wrote if. Reading aloud slows down your eyes, and it adds another sense, hearing, to your evaluating process. Together, your ears and eyes can pick up more errors than your eyes alone. Find your inner movie star, and when you read aloud, go nice and slow and listen for short pauses. You might need a comma. Long pauses. You might need a period. And for anything that sounds clunky. If it sounds clunky, it's clunky. Fix it. Look out for super long sentences. In my experience, even if it's perfectly grammatical, it's hard for readers to hold the gist of a sentence that lasts for more than about 3 lines. If you see your sentences going on to 3 full lines or more, consider breaking them up. Sometimes that's the easiest way to deal with a clunky sentence, by the way. Combine sentences. If all your sentences are super short, see if you can combine some. Good writing has rhythm and variety, so mix it up. Avoid the passive voice. The passive voice is writing that revolves around to-be verbs. That includes the words is, are, was, were, will be, has been, have been. Now, these verbs exist for a reason. They express the idea that someone or something is the recipient of an action as opposed to being the initiator of the action. So what's wrong with that? Well, let me ask you a question. What movie sounds more exciting? The movie where 2 sisters are sitting and waiting for something to happen to them. Or the movie where the older sister joins forces with an evil queen and the younger sister must save the world. The later one is more exciting, right? Because the sisters are not lumps. They do things. Writing is always more exciting if action is happening. Active verbs show action, not passivity. The active voice gives writing energy. When you're writing, look for those to-be verbs and see if you can get rid of them by rewriting your sentence in the active voice. To do that, you might need to switch things around, take the thing that was having something done to it, and make it the action hero of your sentence. Look at these examples to see what I mean. Here's another advantage of the active voice. If you're still perfecting your standard American English, the active voice can often help you with all the tricky verb tenses in English, especially the perfect tense, the one with all the has-beens and will-have-beens and has-had-to-be's. You might need a thesaurus to help you grow your vocabulary, but using a thesaurus is way easier than perfecting the perfect tense. Here's another tip that's especially helpful if you are still perfecting standard American English. Be careful when switching tenses. Time is a big deal in English. If you're going to switch tense, and people do it all the time, it's all right. Be sure to give us a time marker so that we know you've moved from one time to another. Finally, when you're done editing, proofread your paper one last time. You will be sick of your paper by this point, I understand, but asses is not assess. Grow a pair is not grow a pair. Don't undermine your great paper with a silly error, the kind that autocorrect now makes common. Read it one last time. Have a friend read it one last time. When you're finished, your piece of clay will finally be done, and it will be beautiful because you will have made your clay and shaped your clay and finally glazed your clay to a beautiful sheen. Your paper will be something very different from what you started with, and it will be a thing of beauty. You can do it. I couldn't always do this either, you know. I learned, and you can too. Good luck.